I asked a cashier why her hands were shaking, and the answer she gave me stopped me cold, because in that moment I realized a simple question can change the course of someone's life. I've replayed it in my head 1,000 times, wondering if I crossed a line, or if I did the only thing a decent human being should do. Was I wrong for getting involved, or would you have done the same thing in my place? I'm a single dad, raising my 6-year-old son alone since his mother passed away 2 years ago. Life is mostly a blur of work, school runs, frozen dinners, and trying not to mess up too badly. One evening after work, I stopped at our usual small grocery store to grab milk and bread. My son was tired and cranky, leaning against the counter while the cashier rang us up. I'd seen this cashier before, a young woman named Lily, always quiet but polite. That night, though, her hands were shaking so badly she dropped my change. I instinctively asked, "Hey, are you okay? Your hands are shaking." The second I said it, I regretted it, worried I'd embarrassed her. She went completely still, then whispered, barely loud enough for me to hear, "I'm scared." That was it. One word. My stomach dropped. She forced a smile, finished the transaction, and wished us a good night like nothing had happened. But I couldn't forget the look in her eyes. It wasn't stress or nerves, it was fear. Over the next few weeks, every time I came in, I noticed more things. Bruises she tried to hide, the way she flinched when her phone buzzed, a man who waited outside the store some nights watching her like she belonged to him. One evening my son blurted out, "Why is that lady always scared?" right in front of her. She rushed to the back in tears, and I felt like the worst person alive. But that night I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about what it would be like if my son grew up seeing me ignore someone who needed help. So that's the situation I was in, and I had to make a choice. Before I tell you what happened next, pause for a second and tell me honestly. Would you have minded your own business, or would you have tried to help? The next day, I went back alone. I apologized to Lily and told her I didn't want to cause trouble, but I couldn't ignore what I saw. She finally broke down and told me her boyfriend was abusive, controlling her every move, threatening her if she spoke to anyone. She thought no one would believe her. Hearing that made me furious and heartbroken at the same time. I helped her call a local support line, sat with her while she talked, and promised she wasn't alone anymore. A week later, her boyfriend showed up at the store screaming at her. This time she stood her ground. The manager called the police. Lily left with them, shaking but determined. Months later, I saw her again, working at a different store, smiling, hands steady. She thanked me for asking that one question, saying no one ever had before. Sometimes the smallest moments matter the most. If you are on my side, like this video, subscribe for more stories like this and share your final thoughts on this whole mess in the comments. I'll see you all in the next story.